Do not attempt to adjust yourself.
It's the only way to ride, brother. The only way to ride.
You got me a round ball, baby.
Okay, so I'm standing here with Bill Thompson. He's new to our group. You got this, we think it's a wax stamp. Full Liberty 1820. It is a coin and it is silver, folks.
There's nothing wrong with your screen.
I wonder if that's that piece that I found that came from the inside of the sheet opener.
I can guarantee there's something there.
Alright, so I'm here with Alan again. He finds another amazing bullet. It's got 2 rings on it.
You're about to unearth.
Oh, he's got silver!
No, it's a wash.
The backcountry.
Hi folks, this is T-Hawk with Backcountry Diggers. And the video that you're about to see is the goal of why I started doing YouTube in the very beginning, in hopes to be able to find things that I could give back. Now, as a detector, as most of you know, that is easier said than done. We often hold items in our hand wondering how they got there and make speculations on what may have occurred to bring you to the finds that we discover. Once in a while we get thrown a bone and we're able to actually do the research and find a way to return a long lost forgotten item to family and loved ones. And that's what this video is all about. My daddy's over here on a dig. And he called me over and he'd done a little cleanup on it. And it looks like it's a soldier's dog tag. Well, that's really cool, Dad. We'll have to look up this person and see if we can see if maybe we can return it to the family. That's a pretty sweet find. The name of the soldier that appears on this tag is pronounced Paul Elosser. It has his Air Force identification number, and the T stands for his tetanus records from 46 to 47. Also, the P in the right hand corner that you see stands for his denomination of faith. He was a Presbyterian. Here is the back side of the tag, which is in great condition considering that it's been in the ground 70 plus years. I went online to search for this soldier's name, and I found Paul Elosser on Find a Grave website. Turns out he was a Master Sergeant in the U.S. Army Air Force, World War II, and the Korean War. June 25th, he was born, 1920, and he died February 4th, 2005. His wife has also passed away in the year 2000, 5 years before Paul. But he has 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. His son David is performing the music that you are hearing in this video. One of Paul's daughters reached out to me in an email thanking me for the return of their father's tag. She was very grateful and attached 2 photographs of her father during his time of service. The photograph you are looking at was during his service for World War II. Here you are looking at a photograph of Paul Elosser during his time of service in the Korean War. The photograph was taken while he was stationed in Okinawa. In this clip you are looking at the old air base under its original name, Greenville Army Air Base
It was later renamed Donaldson Center Air Base. The guard post you are looking at no longer exists because it has been taken down. Most of the air base is now home to an industrial park. The air base was donated back to the county, and it is home to big corporations such as 3M.
Paul's family was very grateful for the return of their father's dog tag. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear from David, Paul's son.
I want to take a moment here to give thanks to T-Hawk. That's Thomas Hawkins of Backcountry Diggers. If you're not familiar with them, I've got a link to their YouTube channel down below there. Take a visit onto their YouTube channel. Basically, they go around prospecting with metal detectors, and T-Hawk found something that was very dear to me and my sisters and to the rest of my family. He actually found an artifact that belonged to my dad. My dad joined or enlisted in the U.S. Air Force in, it would have been Army Air Corps at the time, at the beginning of World War II. He and Mom were married shortly after that in 1942. He remained stateside, though, until the war ended, was never shipped out. But after the war ended, he stayed down in Greenville, South Carolina at Donaldson Air Force Base. Then when Korean War broke out, he was assigned to Okinawa, to an air base there on the ground crew. When he came back, he was stationed, as far as I know, at Pope Air Force Base. What did T-Hawk dig up? Well, it's this. A dog tag. A dog tag that had been buried in the ground for many, many decades. Belonged to my dad. And according to the tetanus shot dates on it, 1946, 1947, that's when it was issued to him, so that would have been between the wars when he had it. Exactly how he lost it there, you know, we'll never know. Unfortunately, Dad passed away back in 2005. So sometime probably in the late 40s was while he was stationed down in Greenville, Donaldson Air Force Base is when he lost it, is what we are assuming. Although he could have presumably lost it at a later time if, although he'd been stationed at Pope, he still might have visited Donaldson Air Force Base for one reason or another. Well, that's all I have to say, other than, again, thank you, T-Hawk, for digging me up, so to speak, digging this up and finding me and getting this back to me. Appreciate that very much.
It turns out David has his own YouTube channel. Him and his wife play an old-timey instrument called a dulcimer. They play a mountain dulcimer, which is played sort of like a guitar, but is played on your lap. And David is very skilled in a hammered dulcimer. Let's watch David perform "Here I Am, Lord" on his hammered dulcimer. I am going to leave a link to David's channel down in the description. And if you want to, go check him out. I believe you'll find you like what you see and hear. Give him a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to his channel. It would do me a kindness and him a great honor. Thank you.